Tomorrow night, it'll be five-minute rounds for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship, plus the return of the women's division at Bellator and the return of the native son, the caveman, is back on the card at Bellator MMA. Overseeing today's weigh-ins and tomorrow night's action, we appreciate and welcome the Kansas State Athletic Commission Commissioner, Mr. Adam Rohrbach. My name is Mike Williams, Bellator Cage announcer, welcoming you all to the official weigh-ins. With me, as always, on stage, the lovely ladies from Bellator MMA, Mercedes and Jade. And let's get the fighters on the scale. If you'll please join me in welcoming the fighters. This, one half of the broadcast team on Spike TV, fight analyst and commentator, Mr. Jimmy Smith.
Thank you. Let's get it started with our preliminary fights. Of course, check them out on spike.com. We start out in the heavyweight division, 265 pounds. Derek Bohai versus Alex Huddleston. First to the scale, fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri. Please welcome Derek Bohai. Record of 4-2 as a pro, 2 wins by knockout, 2 by submission. .260.6 for Derek Bohai. And his opponent fighting out of Denver, Colorado by way of Lamont, Montana. Please welcome Alex Huddleston. Now, how long do they have to make it if they don't? 253.5 for Alex Huddleston. The big boys will kick it off for him. Let's give him a big hand. Derek Bohai versus Alex Huddleston. It's like there's suddenly a huge shadow here. I was like, who is it? No problem, it's on them anyway, right? Next up, the lightweights, 155 pounds. Aaron Darrow versus Nate Jolly. First to the scale, fighting out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Please welcome Aaron Darrow. Record of 13-8 as a pro, 2 knockouts, 10 submissions in those 13 wins. He stands 6'1". 159, has 2 hours to cut the 4 pounds. 3 pounds with the 1 pound allowance. And his opponent, please welcome him fighting out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Please welcome Nate Jolly. .156.4, they're gonna try it with the tarp. .156. 156 even. That's one hell of a corner man right there. Give it up for him. Because that last .1 sucks. Our second fight of the night at 155, Aaron Darrow versus Nate Jolly. Give it up for him. And on to the featherweight division, 145 pounds, Anthony Deasy versus Darian Caldwell. First to the scale, fighting all the way from France. Let's give it up for Anthony Deasy. Undefeated at 5-0, 3 knockouts, 1 submission. In those 5 wins, he stands 5'7". 145.9 for Anthony Deasy. And his opponent, fighting out of Redlands, California, please welcome Darian Caldwell. Also undefeated at 5-0, 1 knockout, 2 submissions in those 5 wins. 145.8 for Darian Caldwell. Let's give it up for the featherweights. 145, Anthony Deasy versus Darian Caldwell, both undefeated. Moving up the scale to the middleweight division, 185 pounds, Gary Tapusoa versus Sam Oropeza. First to the scale out of Independence, Missouri. Please welcome Gary Tapusoa. Record of 8-2, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions in those 8 wins, all of them finishes. $184.1 for Gary Tapusoa. And his opponent, fighting out of Briarcliff, Pennsylvania, please welcome Sam Oropeza. Record of 11-2, 5 knockouts, 6 submissions, has also finished all of his wins. $184.2 for Sammy Oropeza. Two great finishers at middleweight, Gary Tapusoa versus Sam Oropeza. And back up to the heavyweight division, 265 pounds, Kazim Salmani versus Daniel Gallimore. First to the scale, all the way from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Please welcome Kazim Salmani. A record of 4-1, all of his wins, finishes, 1 knockout, 3 submissions. Just under the heavyweight limit, 264.9. And please welcome his opponent, fighting out of Emporia, Kansas, Daniel Gallimore. Record of 3-2, all of his wins by knockout. He stands 6'5". $264.9 for Daniel Gallimore. That's a whole lot of fighter on the stage. Let's give it up for him. Kazim Salmani versus Daniel Gallimore. I'm not breaking those guys up. Give it up for him. Moving down to the lightweight division, 155 pounds, Marcio Navajo versus Cody Carrillo. First to the scale, fighting out of Wichita, Kansas. Please welcome Marcio Navajo. Did you say 5'7"? On my card, that heavyweight is down. $156.3. Want to try it with the tarp? Yeah, you might. We'll try it. We're going to tarp them, folks. 156.2 has 0.2 to go, has 2 hours to make it. And please welcome his opponent fighting out of Wichita, Kansas. Please welcome Cody Carrillo. .156 on the dot for Cody Carrillo. The Battle of Wichita at 155, Marcio Navajo versus Cody Carrillo. Give it up for him. On to the featherweight division, 145 pounds, Ricky Musgrave versus Joe Wilk. First to the scale, fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Please welcome Ricky Musgrave. Record of 12-4, 2 wins by knockout, 3 by submission. .145.5 for Ricky Musgrave. And his opponent fighting out of Manhattan, Kansas. Please welcome Joe Wilk. Record of 18-9, 2 knockouts, 15 submissions in those 18 wins. .145.6 for Joe Wilk. Let's give it up for him, the featherweights, Ricky Musgrave versus Joe Wilk, ladies and gentlemen. And our final preliminary fight at 155 pounds, Davi Ramos versus David the Caveman Rickles. First to the scale, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Please welcome Davi Ramos. Undefeated at 4-0, all of his wins, finishes, 1 by knockout, 3 by submission. .155.7 for Davi Ramos. And please welcome his opponent fighting out of Derby, Kansas, David the Caveman Rickles. A record of 15-3, 4 knockouts, 6 submissions in those 15 wins. He stands 6 foot. .156.1, we're going to try it with the tarp. I think he did that on purpose, but you never know. .155.6 for David the Caveman Rickles. You good, ladies? Our final prelim, Davi Ramos versus David the Caveman Rickles. Give it up for him. Now on to the televised portion of our show. Of course, check us out on Spike TV. We start out in the lightweight division, 155 pounds. Dave Jansen versus Rick Hahn, first to the scale, fighting out of Portland, Oregon. Please welcome Dave Jansen. $156 on the dot for Dave Jansen.
Moving your arms doesn't change it. Wiggling your physics, it doesn't matter. Doctors say, okay.
Dave, when I asked you about Rick Hahn, you said, I like him. Nice guy. We've talked before, but that doesn't show tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's just business. What can the fans expect from this fight?
Yeah, it's nothing personal, but I gotta take it to him, make him pay the full toll, and I'm gonna show the fans what I've done with my time off, give the best performance of my life.
And please welcome his opponent, fighting out of New Hampshire. Please welcome Rick Hahn. Record of 18-3 as a pro, 11 wins by knockout. He stands 5'9". $156 on the dot for Rick Hahn. First off, I gotta say congratulations on your recent wedding. Has it made you meaner for this fight?
Absolutely. I'm vicious.
You have great judo. He's a great wrestler. Could it come down to the striking? Is that what you want tomorrow night?
I think it will. I mean, it's going to go everywhere. We're both good grapplers. We're both good strikers. It's going to be a fun fight.
They'll be kicking off our show. Do not miss this fight at lightweight. Dave Jansen versus Rick Hahn. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the return of women's MMA on the main card in Bellator. The featherweights, 145 pounds. Annalisa Bucci versus Marloes Kunin, first to the scale. Please welcome all the way from Italy, Annalisa Bucci. A record of 7-3 as a pro, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions in those 7 wins. $145.2 for Annalisa Bucci. Annalisa, how excited are you to bring women's MMA back to Bellator?
I am very happy and excited.
She's great. And please welcome her opponent, fighting all the way from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Marloes Kunin. Very experienced, 21-6 as a pro, 3 knockouts, 15 submissions in those 21 wins. $145.9 for Marloes Kunin. Right here, Marloes. You're with me first. 21 wins in your pro MMA career. Do you think experience is the difference in this fight tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely. This is my Bellator debut and I will make it count.
Let's get up for the ladies at featherweight, 145 pounds. Annalisa Bucci versus Marloes Kunin. Moving back up the scale to the heavyweight division, 265 pounds, Carl Etherington versus Bobby Lashley. First to the scale, all the way from Blackpool, England. Please welcome Carl Etherington. Record of 9-0, 4 knockouts, 4 submissions in those 9 wins. 258 on the dot for Carl Etherington. Carl, when you talk about Bobby Lashley, you're talking about his ability to impose his will, to bully his opponents. You said nobody's pushing me around tomorrow night.
No, nobody's pushing me around. We're going to have a good fight, and it's going to be like a train crash.
Train crash, and that's a big train. The other train, fighting out of Denver, Colorado. Please welcome Bobby Lashley. Record of 11-2 as a pro, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. $247.1 for Bobby Lashley. Right here, Bob. You heard what Etherington said. It's going to be a train crash tomorrow night. Another big physical heavyweight in front of you. What can the fans look forward to tomorrow night?
I think it's just going to be a good fight. I don't really see it as being a train wreck. That might be his thought of what the fight's going to be, but I've been training hard. I think it's going to be a pretty good battle. I think we're going to do a lot of different things. We're going to swing for a while. We're going to go down the ground. We're going to spend some time in that cage.
Let's give it up for the heavyweights, 265, Carl Etherington versus Bobby Lashley, ladies and gentlemen. The light heavyweight world championship on the line in our main event tomorrow night. Linton Vassell versus the champ, Emmanuel Newton. First to the scale, the challenger fighting out of Milton Keynes, England. Please welcome Linton Vassell. Record of 14-3 as a pro, 5 knockouts, 7 submissions in those 14 wins. $204.5 for Linton Vassell. No problem. Linton, you said I knew I was going to get this call to fight for the light heavyweight title. This is what I've been preparing for. How excited are you to make the most of this opportunity tomorrow night?
Buzzing, man. I just can't wait for tomorrow. You know, it's put on a show, and you know, I'm going to have to beat up Emmanuel to come the champion, and that's what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to it.
And please welcome his opponent fighting out of Long Beach, California. Please welcome Emmanuel Newton. Record of 24-7-1, 4 knockouts, 8 submissions in those 24 wins. $204.1 for Emmanuel Newton. Emmanuel, every time we've talked to you in Bellator, every title defense, you've gotten more and more confident. This fight is no exception. Tell me why you're riding such a high going into this fight.
You know, because I have the belt. You know, I've been looking at it every day, you know, sitting in my room, just, you know, examining it and knowing that it's always going to remain around my waist because it's my belt, it's my time, and nobody's taking it.
You heard it, our main event for the light heavyweight title, the challenger, Linton Vassell versus the champion, Emmanuel Newton. Give it up for him. Always a great crowd here in Kansas. We will see you there tomorrow night. Thank you so much.